Where's Mike? Good morning, Mike.
And good morning, everyone. All 100 of you online or present.
We need light.
Welcome. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living West Georgia. We study and practice the philosophy and science of the mind we know as God. And with our spiritual presence here this morning and our participation, we create a higher consciousness, live any negative energy we may have experienced this past week, and manifest love coming to you. This time, our Reverend, our excellent, well-standing Reverend Dr. Sandra Jackson, will proceed with the service. Reverend?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. And I am coming to you live virtually. I just got in last night, very late. Well, let me see, very late is like after midnight from our convention in California. So forgive me. I decided to stay home this morning, but we have a message. So that, I guess, is what's most important, right? So let us begin as we always do by closing our eyes and turning within. And knowing that in this very moment, we can and are open, available, and receptive of the indwelling presence of God. We are knowing in this moment that it is its life that we express, its beingness that we live, and its truth that we express. And so we open our hearts and minds this day to be fully and completely present to the knowingness of this truth, to allow it to move in us and through us and as us, uniting us together in wholeness, in joy, in love, and in the wonder that we experience every day when we wake up and we recognize and realize I am alive. And the truth of life itself is living in, through, and as this expression of life, which I am. And so with gratitude, we come together this morning and know that all is well in our world, wherever that may be. And so it is. Amen. Okay, so let's see, this morning we have a vision and mission statement. And so those of you in the room might want to stand. And for the rest of us, I think Marsha's going to put it on the, are you going to put it on the screen, Marsha? Or I'm just going to say it? We didn't rehearse this part. Okay, I will say it. CSL West Georgia is a joyful global community where everyone belongs. Through our unique spiritual teachings, we provide a safe environment to experience compassionate living. In our Declaration of Principles, I believe the kingdom of heaven is within us and that we experience this kingdom to the degree that we become conscious of it. I believe in the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God.
See, that's why I need the other monitor.
Good morning, everybody. We're going to sing This Little Light of Mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Gonna carry this light
Okay, Sandy, they went on mute somehow or another, but Sandy, you want to do the reading? They said down, so I guess they're finished.
Good morning, everyone. Chilly here in Georgia this morning. It was 25 when I let the dog out this morning, so we've got some nice warm words for you. This is from Thich Nhat Hanh, who passed away on Friday at 95. We found out at a conference. The name of the book is Peace is Every Step, The Path of Mindfulness in Everyday Life. This is called 24 Brand New Hours. Every morning when we wake up, we have 24 brand new hours to live. What a precious gift. We have the capacity to live in a way that these 24 hours will bring peace, joy, and happiness to ourselves and others. Peace is present right here and now, in ourselves and in everything we do and see. The question is whether or not we are in touch with it. We don't have to travel far away to enjoy the blue sky. We don't have to leave our city or even our neighborhood to enjoy the eyes of a beautiful child. Even the air we breathe can be a source of joy. We can smile, breathe, walk, and eat our meals in a way that allows us to be in touch with the abundance of happiness that is available. We are very good at preparing to live, but not very good at living. We know how to sacrifice 10 years for a diploma, and we are willing to work very hard to get a job, a car, a house, and so on. But we have difficulty remembering that we are alive in the present moment, the only moment there is for us to be alive. Every breath we take, every step we make can be filled with peace, joy, and serenity. We need only to be awake, alive in the present moment.
Thank you, Sandy. Okay, that is our reading for today. And Cynthia, it is time for our music.
Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, then I go inside and quiet my mind. I can hear spirits say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only
I love songs that are truth. That is absolutely the truth. Thank you so much, Cynthia and Connie. So my daughter was, I think she was 3 years old. My mother, my grandmother, and I took her on a trip to Disneyland. We flew from San Jose to Los Angeles, and it was her. Well, she had been on a plane before, but it was, she was old enough to know what she was doing at this point. And she asked question after question after question, and each question, when we gave her an answer, we got the response of why. So, are we all getting on the plane together? Yes. Why? Are we all, everybody sitting down? Yes. Why? Regardless of what the question was, I don't remember what they all were now, but they were more intricate than that. But, children ask questions like that, don't they? And they come up with this question of why very often. And, at some point in our lives, well, even with children, we get tired of answering them, don't we? And we eventually say, well, you just quit it. Okay, I've had enough. So my mother and my grandmother and I, because there were 3 of us, we just passed her around. So it was like, well, if she asked me a question, I was tired of answering the why questions, I would just say, go ask Grammy or go ask Nanny. And she would have somebody else to ask the question to. So, the thing is that a why, however, can give you some really good answers. Now, I don't encourage people to ask why when they are wanting to know what their behavior is about something. Like, why did I do that? Don't ask that question to yourself, because when you ask that, you're looking for blame. You're looking, for some way to place responsibility. And it's not necessarily a healthy question to ask yourself. Okay. However, Saki, I'm going to say the founder of Toyota, because I have his name, but I don't speak Japanese and I do not know how to pronounce his name, and I don't want to butcher it. Okay. So he founded Toyota, and he developed a technique known as the 5 whys. Now, this is a time when why becomes, something that's a really good question to ask. So he would have a problem, in the process of starting this business, or, he started Toyota Motors. So I imagine there were a lot of questions. So anyway, problems, I should say. So he would ask his team, whoever they were, 5 whys. Why this? And then they would get an answer, and then why? And they would get an answer, and why? And he had 5 whys. And what it did was it caused them to drill down into the problem until they could find out what the problem was, the basic problem was, and then they could, work to resolve it. Now, they call it the 5 whys, but I'm willing to bet there were times when they had 10 or 15 whys and that they needed to, but we can do that with a problem, can't we? When we have an issue going on in our lives and we don't know what to do about it, well, we can look at the problem and ask, well, why is this happening? Why is this happening now? And then we get an answer, and then we can ask, okay, why is this our answer? And we just keep asking that question, right? Children continue to ask questions, but adults tend to cut them off, and they get tired of answering the questions. At some point, kids stop asking. They just don't ask questions. I taught school, Marcia teaches school. I'm sure, we and the rest of us, those of us who have been around children, you see at some point they decide, you know what, I don't need to ask a question for whatever reason. People are not answering me. They aggravate the adults around. I'm not sure why kids quit asking questions, but I tell you this, some people don't. They become the curious. They become the ones who are the inventors. They're the ones who go out and explore things that, that the rest of us have decided, okay, this is fine with me. I'll just live with what already is and not try to do anything different. But the thing is if we're questioning, we are open to the present moment, because when you ask a question, you're not going to get an answer from yesterday, or, well, maybe you could get an answer from yesterday if you haven't grown in it. If you keep asking the question, then eventually you'll get to something that is far more present, won't you? Questioning is about being curious. It's about wonder and surprise. It's looking for something that is new and creative. And in order to do that, we have to stay open. We have to stay available. Thich Nhat Hanh, Malidoma Somé, and Desmond Tutu were 3 teachers that I have read over the years, and they all 3 have passed away in this last couple of months. Malidoma Somé died in December, early December. They were 3 powerful teachers, and from Malidoma, who's an African spiritual leader from Burkina Faso, he taught me the importance of ritual. I went to a workshop with him years ago with a couple of other friends. And, it was a heart-opening experience in a way that continues to be with me, to this day. I did a couple of workshops with him, actually. And in both of them, one of them, the first one I did with him was on nature. And one of the things he had us to do was he divided us into groups. We each had to make a ritual based on, some like spring or fall or whatever. Anyway, we made the altar and whatever, and then we had to share, right? We had to share our altar with everybody else. And what would happen is the whole group, there must have been about 40 or 50 of us, we would all get around the altar that we were that was being shared, and the people who had made that altar started explaining what it is they had done and why and how it fit into what we were doing. He drummed during the whole time. He was on the drum, just drumming. And people, he said, he told us from the very beginning, you have to keep moving. Okay, he says, I don't care if you just sway back and forth, or you dance, or you move around, or you wiggle, whatever, but you have to keep moving. And people would stop, and he would keep drumming, and while he was drumming, he would remind them, you have to keep moving. I don't care how you move, but you have to keep moving, because your movement, get this, is adding energy to the group. This is your way of giving. You don't have to give with words or anything else. You don't have to give with money. You are giving with your energy and your aliveness. I was so tired at the end of that day. It was in Oakland. I'd drive back to San Jose and do church the next day. I was wiped out. But you know what? I also was invigorated, because one of the things that I learned is that, even when you are tired and worn out and you think you can't give anything else, you can. There's always more. Why? Because it's from the wellspring of life. You see, and what you have to do in a situation like that is stop trying to be yourself in your body. You have to be growing, you have to be, drawing energy from a higher source, a deeper source than yourself personally. So Desmond Tutu, on the other hand, taught something else, which is a little bit different. He taught about forgiveness and reconciliation. The work they did in South Africa has made South Africa be the country that it is, today. We do a lot of work on forgiveness, but we rarely talk about reconciliation. Reconciliation comes after forgiveness. It means, you can forgive someone, and, we forgive and we don't forget, but we can reconcile. And reconciliation means that we're about mending the relationship. Now, some relationships can't be mended. But I'll be darned if in South Africa they mended some relationships that you think could never ever be mended. So reconciliation, forgiveness and reconciliation go together, and that's what I learned from him. And from Thich Nhat Hanh, the practice of mindfulness. And that's what I had Sandy read this morning from his book, Pieces Every Step, right? I forgot. But anyway, it was the first book that I got from him. He had written another book before, but it was the first book that I had from him. And he teaches a path to peace and aliveness. And he teaches mindfulness. And he teaches about breathing. And he teaches, and the nice thing is that in those days, you know, in the 1990, in those days, you know, meditation, you know, you had to sit and meditate, and sometimes for hours and hours and hours. And I did workshops, and a lot of other people did workshops on meditation. And you spent, you know, it was like you had to do 20 minutes a day or use some other formula. And he taught walking meditation. He taught washing dishes meditation. He taught driving meditation. When you're driving, you know, you can meditate while you're driving. And how do you do that? By being mindful, by paying attention, by being in the present moment. And that's what, you know, peace is every step, that each one of us is creating peace in the moment that we are living in. And so all of these teachers have taught, you know, millions of people worldwide. They have, you know, touched people way, way, way beyond me. And they've left books so that future generations, you know, can also get the benefit of their wisdom. But they all lived in the question. They all lived in the question. They all lived in the present moment. And they live lives that encourage us to live in the question as well. Ernest Holmes wrote a declaration, you know, he wrote 10, well, we have synthesized them into 10 basic principles. And one of them, Marsha, you wanna put it on the screen now? One of them is part of what we have read today. And I just wanna have us to take a look at this one part. We believe in the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. Okay, so let's take a look at that. We believe in the direct revelation of truth. What does that? Well, first of all of these teachers were revealers of truth, right? And Ernest Holmes is saying they are not the exception. He is not exceptional. That they all revealed truth and they shared it with the world. But he's saying that anyone can become a revealer of truth. When you say anyone, you're talking about all of us. You're not just talking about the special, the unique, the ones who spend hours and hours in meditation. And all of them probably most likely did. Okay? But at the same time, Thich Nhat Hanh is not saying you have to spend lots and lots of hours in meditation. He's saying make your life a meditation. And Ernest Holmes is saying reveal the truth, which is doing what? You're revealing it at all times. So you're revealing it when you're walking, you know, down the platform at the airport, or you're at the gym and you open the door for someone. You know, how many times do people just bump into us because they didn't see us? And they didn't see us because they were not paying attention. We've done it ourselves because we're not paying attention. We're not being in the present moment. And so let's take a look at those words. A direct revelation. Direct, he says that we are all able to be direct revelatories of spirit, of truth. So direct means that something that is straight, that is honest and to the point, and straightforward and direct. Sometimes we don't like people who are direct, right? Because they will tell us we're wrong sometime. But they'll also tell us well we're right. Okay. They don't beat around the bush, right? They come right out and say what it is they want to say and mean what they're saying. Okay, so that's direct, being honest, being to the point, being straightforward, and being frank. Revelation has the root of reveal. And so what do we do when we reveal something? The root of that word is to draw back the veil. To draw back the veil. That's really interesting. You know, to draw back the veil means to reveal something. And a veil is what? Something that's very thin. It's not thick. It's something you can see through. Brides wear veils at weddings, right? And they are able to see through them, right? And so when we're revealing something, we're drawing back the think of it as the scales on your eyes, or taking off the sunglasses. You're removing the veil from your face, from your mind, so that you can experience the direct experience of spirit. Reveal means to make something known, to disclose, to expose, to view. So when you think of a bride at a wedding, she comes in with a veil on, right? And at some point during the ceremony, she removes it and she reveals her face. And now everybody can see, right? So this is what think of yourself as that bride. And when you're revealing truth, you're removing this veil from your thought and your ideas and your beliefs that you've accumulated in the world, and you're seeing, not the truth as the world sees it, but the truth that is being revealed to you from the spirit. And then he says truth. So anyone can become a revealer of truth. So what is truth? Truth is that which is true, that which is faithful and loyal. It is that which agrees with reality, according to the dictionary. Excuse me? Agrees with reality? So it has, of course, a small r. I would use a capital R there. Conforming to the original pattern is also part of that definition. Conforming to the original pattern. So what is the original pattern? The original pattern is the original pattern is spirit. That is the root. So when he's saying that we can all be direct revealers of truth, what he's saying is that we all have the capacity to remove the scales from our eyes, remove the forgetfulness, remove all the beliefs that have burdened us, reveal everything that has gotten in the way, and allow ourselves to simply be revealers, to experience and to know and disclose in our world the truth that spirit is our source, and conform to the original spiritual pattern, the divine pattern. And how do we do this? Logic always wants to know, how? Reverend Sandra, how do I do that? How? Okay, how? Ernest Holmes says, you do this through your intuitive and spiritual nature. And he's saying we all have it. We all have an intuitive and spiritual nature. Think of it like this. You're going down the freeway, right? Or any road. You have to get from X to Z, all right? You're going down this road and you want to go from X to Z. The road is your spiritual nature. Today is Sunday. If you want to become a revealer of truth by tomorrow, you have to do what? You have to align yourself with your spiritual nature within. And that spiritual nature is like the road you would use to get from your home to the church, or your home to your work, or your home to a friend's house or a relative's house, cross country, you would use the road that is the airplane. But, well, maybe you could use a car or a train or a bus too. So, but the thing is, you're going to use your spiritual nature in order to reveal all of this. And in how do you do this? He says, to live in close contact with God, the indwelling God. On the plane coming back, I watched Respect as Aretha Franklin's life. Really good movie if you get a chance to see it. Anyway, apparently she was abused as a child. She was molested, and she did not tell anybody. She held it within. They don't really give you a sense of you know it's not a real, you know, like explicit kind of thing. You know, this young man comes into her room and closes the door, you know, so you know what's going to happen, right? At any rate, they go through her life, and she marries a man who's not good to her. She's in, you know, abusive relationship. Her parents have had an abusive relationship. Her mother died early in her life. And so what she says is she has these demons, you know, in her. There's no demons. And late in the movie, she finds out she has no demons. But what turns her life around, because I'm sitting there going like, honey, you need some therapy. All right, you need to talk to somebody about this, you know, because you see early in the movie that she's been abused, right? And what we know now, okay, this was all right. So this was the 50s, okay, when this happened. This is like early 50s, 50. She was 10 years old, so it was around 1952 or so. So there's no therapy, okay, for this kind of thing. People had these experiences all the time. And, you know, the thing is that it didn't get told. All right. And so the therapy and realizing that you needed to talk to people about this didn't come along until when, late 80s, 90s, maybe some people still writing books about it in the 2000s. Okay. So here's the thing. She had a close relationship with God. And that's what turned her life around. Is her relationship. All through her life, she'd had a close relationship with God. The God in terms of her tradition. And I say this because it doesn't matter what path we use to get to God. She had a Baptist religion as her spiritual source and foundation. But she had a relationship with God. And that album, I don't know if you've all heard her Amazing Grace album. I had it years ago. I don't know if I still do. That is the top selling album of all of her albums. And apparently it came after her realization of her unity, her oneness, her love, and her experience of God as her close relationship with God. We have all had these experiences in our life, one time or another. We've all at some point in our life had a close relationship with God and had that revealed a truth and an awareness and an alignment in our own lives. The thing is that we chalked it up most likely to something that we did, something that somebody else did, something in the world, without realizing actually we were walking the road of spirit. Because here, I can tell you, it's always been spirit. Why? Because spirit is your source. It is your very life. The difference is we can either have a conscious relationship or an unconscious relationship. Aretha Franklin was having a world experience, but she was also having a spiritual experience all throughout her life. He was always talking about God, this, God, that. And yet at the same time, it wasn't until she stopped and became very present and mindful of the spirit of life. And you know how they embellish these things in the movie. But we all have to find that place within ourselves where no one else can tell us that it's there. I'm telling you, you have to find it. You have to be the direct revealer of truth in your own life. And you use it through your own experience of living in the spiritual experience and expression of life itself. And so Malidoma Samay, Desmond Tutu, and Thich Nhat Hanh have given us pathways. They've said, here's a road, walk in it. They're all different. And yet at the same time, they're all valuable. And even then, we all have to find our own way. We all have to find our own way. Let's just take these thoughts into conscious awareness and close our eyes and turn within and open our hearts and minds and allow ourselves to realize that we truly are direct revealers of truth, that we are every single day revealing the truth as we understand it. Because that's the only way we can. So third graders reveal a certain truth. 12th graders reveal a different truth. Because there's an awareness at the 12th grade of high school that you don't have at the 3rd grade. And spiritually, some of us are in 1st grade, some of us are in kindergarten, some of us are in college. It doesn't really matter because regardless of our knowledge on the human level, we all must take time to do what? Become revealers of truth. To find that place within ourselves where we feel and know the truth that I am that I am. So simply breathe with me right now and affirm in yourself, I am that I am. I am that revealer of divine truth. Right now, I release and let go the veil of disbelief, the veil of misunderstanding, the veil of fear, and allow myself to be a revealer of the truth, to walk the walk of the Spirit, to walk in complete alignment with the truth of who and what I am. I am a revealer of truth. I am a revealer of truth. The Spirit of life lives, moves, and expresses itself in me, through me, and as me. Every moment of every day, in my very breath, is evidence of that truth. And so I come to this place today with deep gratitude and thanks for this place in consciousness, gratitude and thanksgiving, and bringing a sense of aliveness and enthusiasm and the wonder of experiencing the fullness and the completeness and the totality of the I am that I am. There is absolutely nothing that is withheld from me as I step into that experience fully and completely of being the revealer of truth in my life. In my life. And so with gratitude and thanksgiving for this and so much more, I know that the Spirit has already accepted this word. It is already, if it could smile, it is smiling at us now with gratitude that we finally are waking up and becoming aware of who we truly are. And so it is. Amen.
And so it is.
So it is.
Thank you, Reverend Sandra, for that great message. We're glad you're home, safe and
I'm
sound.
glad I'm home too. Good to see you guys, even in the box.
we say hello to all the online people, Marcia? Can we see them? Hello.
Hi.
Hey. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining us. I have a song by Bob Sima. Some of you may have heard his music. He's a great positive music teacher and singer. This is called Metta. It's a Buddhist saying that means loving kindness. So when I'm mad at somebody, I never am, but if I am, or if someone's mad at me, this is the song I sing to them. To all of my relations, I look you in the eye, 'cause we are all related. It's written in the sky. We can sing this simple song to everyone along the way, and we can sing for the ones we've wronged. It heals the wounds from yesterday. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be peaceful, may you be loved. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be peaceful, may you be loved. To all of my relations, I bow to you. We are all related, a common thread that runs right through. We can sing this simple song to the ones in pain, and we sing for the suffering. May these words melt away their pain. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be peaceful, may you be loved. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be peaceful, may you be loved. And all of the beings and all of the creatures, they all hold the secret. They all are our teachers, and we're learning the lessons of love, 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 compassionate love. And what if all creation sang this song to you? And would your heart become the home to place this love into? Then this simple song travels on everywhere you go, and it becomes your beating heart and the rhythm of your soul. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be peaceful, may you be loved. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be peaceful, may you be loved. May you be well, may you be happy, May you be peaceful. May you be loved. Thank you.
Ah, yes, thank you. May we all be peaceful, happy, and loved. Time for our conscious giving. So freely I give with a feeling of abundance, knowing that my gift blesses others and myself. So hello to all of you who are in house. Thank you so much for joining us in the flesh. This week, I saw some ministers that I've only met online, and they don't look the same. Well, I'm not sure if it was that they don't look the same. Well, because they're taller or they're shorter than because they're sitting. But the other thing is we all wore masks. We all were tested coming in, and only half the people showed up that were supposed to. So we had lots of space to sit around and to be distanced. But Sandy attended online, and we'll get it together and give you somewhat of a report next week. Tell you how it was after we've had a chance to talk to each other and decide how and where and how we want to share it with you, because we will absolutely. Okay, so our Thanksgiving affirmation is: I am grateful for the divine givingness circulating abundantly through my life, our community, and our world. So I started reading the book that we're going to read. I took it with me to California. So if you haven't picked up The Magic by Rhonda Burns, please do get it this week, because next week we will begin to read the introductory material, because it's a practice that starts on February 1st. It's a gratitude practice, and it starts on February 1st and goes to February 28th. And so, I didn't even think about till just now. One of the things that Maladomas in May, what I was explaining about how he encouraged us all to be moving, even if we just had to wiggle a little bit, or move just as long as we were moving. He was saying, bring your energy, your participation to, to all of the groups that you're experiencing, not just your own, right? This is your opportunity to bring your energy, your enthusiasm, your gratitude, your understanding, your aliveness to our spiritual community through joining us in this practice for the next 28 days. 28 days of February, not the next, but the 28 days of February. So Marcia, I didn't ask you in the advance of this meeting, you may not have it. But if you have a copy, a picture of the book, that would be nice. If not, you can go on Amazon, use your Smile account. Okay, use your Smile account to go online and and purchase the book. I think we were gonna get a couple so that if you wanted to just buy them from us at the church, you could do that too. Okay. So that's the book right there. It's called The Magic, and it's by Rhonda Byrne. All right, and there Sandy has hers. Yes, I have mine too. It's just packed away. All right, so be sure and pick it up, this week. I'm not sure if you can get it in bookstores because it's not like new. I think it's written in 2012 or something like that. So, okay, and let's see. For those of you who are online, I forgot to say that. Okay, so Miss Sufficient Marcia has put the link to the book in Amazon in the chat, along with our donation, how you can donate to our center. All right. Anything else that we have missed? Ajika, so nice to see you all the way. Are you still in Ghana? Yes, yes. Okay, okay. All right.
Yes, I am. Thank you. I love you all.
I love you too. Thank you. It's good to, oh my goodness, we hear your voice. Okay. I love it. And Barb, all the way from Colorado. I saw some of the ministers from Colorado were there at the conference. So it was good. I'm glad that you're still online. And Gloria, I got a chance to talk to Gloria a little bit during the week. I thought it'd be kind of nice to talk to her while we were in the same time zone. But Zizi, I didn't talk to you because I had something I needed to talk to Gloria about. Okay, you guys, that is our service for today. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Cynthia and Connie. Thank you, Zizi and Sandy, for getting online and getting stuff ready early on Zoom. Thank you, Marcia. Where'd she go? Anyway, she's here somewhere. Okay.
Good.
We love you all. We thank you all. We appreciate you all. And let's just be patient with all of this technology. It's all brand new. And but we're learning, we're growing, we're expanding, and it's practice. It's practicing, okay? But if you get the book, guess what? It'll get better. Yes, it will. I promise you. All right. So let's do our closing affirmation. We go forth today knowing that we are God's blessing in the world. Only good goes from us and only good comes to us. It looks like Marsha's going to share the screen on this. No. Maybe yes, maybe no. Okay. Where's Dorothea today? Absent. I have to go get her. Okay. Deborah, good to see you too.
There she is.
Okay. Oh, you guys, I forgot you guys are in place. I forgot some people are in present, are in house. Let me put it that way.
Yes.
So, yeah. All right, everybody. Talk to you next time. Enjoy your week. Love you all and peace and blessings.
Take care.
Love you all. Bye.
Bye.
Love you all. Thank you.